Hi, this is Scott with eTrailer. Today we're taking a look at and installing our eTrailer Class 3 hitch on our 2025 Acura RDX. Our eTrailer hitch we have on our Acura today is a really good option for people who use their hitch a lot. Maybe you do a lot of biking or you do a lot of using of a cargo carrier, things like that. The nice thing about this one is it's out in the open and everything's really accessible. Your 2-inch by 2-inch receiver is super accessible for all of your accessories that are out on the market today. The 2-inch is really the way to go with that one. It's going to have a really good coating on it. It's going to be a flat black powder coat, which is going to hold up really well to long term against scratches and corrosion, things like that. So it's going to continue to keep looking good. This one is also going to be an exposed tube design, so you are going to see that, and you're obviously going to see your receiver sticking out. But with the flat black, it literally blends in really well, so it doesn't stick out too bad. This hitch is going to have a 5/8 pinhole opening. That's going to hold in any of your accessories that you put in your receiver. Now this won't come with a pin and clip, so you may want to pick one up. But keep in mind, a lot of your accessories now will either come with a pin and clip, and a lot of your bike racks have an anti-rattle pin and clip that come with it. So keep that in mind. This hitch is going to have heavy-duty welded on safety chain loops. That's going to accept either your S-style loops or your clevis style. So either one of those is going to work for your small trailer towing needs. Now, as far as measurements go, your pinhole is obviously out and away from the bumper, so it's going to be pretty easy to have any of your accessories that fold up and stow away to not make any contact with the back of your vehicle. Now, from the top of inside of our receiver to the ground, we're looking at 14 inches. Now, with that measurement, you'll be able to decide if you need a rise of the shank of either your bike racks or your cargo carriers for clearance. Now, for weight ratings for this hitch, it's going to have a tongue weight rating of 350 pounds. That's going to be pushing down on the inside of your receiver. That's going to be your bike rack loaded down with your bikes or your cargo carriers loaded down with all of your gear. Now, for a gross trailer weight rating, we're looking at 3,500 pounds for this one. That's going to be the weight of your trailer and anything that you have loaded on that. Now, keep in mind, it's always a good idea to take a look in your owner's manual and make sure you're not exceeding any of your maximum towing capacities listed there. If you have any questions or comments about this hitch for your Acura, you can always leave a question or comment down below in the comment section, or you can get a hold of one of our experts here at eTrailer. They'd be glad to help you out. Now, as far as installation goes, this one's pretty easy to do. It doesn't take a whole lot to get this one installed, and you should easily be able to do it yourself. But if you don't have time or the tools or the place to do it, you can always get a hold of our dealer locator and get something done for you locally. If it's something you feel like tackling yourself, stick around, watch our video, and we'll help you get it installed. To start our installation of our hitch, we're going to need to get our spare tire down to give us some room underneath. So I have the back of our Acura's hatch open, and inside here, we're going to have this little cover. Just want to pop that out of the way, and you'll have a little rubber plug underneath there. Just pop that out. Down in here, we're going to have a square drive, and I have a tool for this. You could use your tools that you have to change your spare to get that down if you need to. Well, I'm just going to back this down. We'll just lift up on our tire, and we'll just push this through our spare. It can be a little tight with the cable. Once you get that through, we can just lift up our spare and get it moved out of the way. Now, underneath of our vehicle, as you can see here, we have a little bit of this body sealer, and this is going to get in the way of our hitch going up. So what I like to do is you can use a utility knife or a putty knife or whatever just to get this cleared away. I'm going to use my multi-tool and just cut that back a little bit, just enough where it's going to let our hitch easily come up, and we can adjust it to line up our holes. Now, if you end up with any bare metal from doing that, just take a little spray paint and just touch that up, and you'll prevent any future corrosion. For our hardware that comes in our kit, we're going to have our bolts and we're going to have these conical tooth washers. When we put our hardware together, we want to make sure that our teeth are going to be facing towards our hitch. Another thing I like to do is I like to go through and take all my hardware and run it through our holes that we're going to be using just to make sure they thread in really nice, so that way when I get my hitch lifted in place, I don't have any issues with threading in any of my hardware. Now we'll just get our hitch lifted up into position. Usually some models you'll have to remove your exhaust or lower it to get this done, but on this one we can just swing it right into position. For our hardware, we're going to have our bolts and our conical tooth washers. When you get these together, just make sure your teeth are going on facing the hitch. Get one on each side, and that'll hold our hitch in place to get our rest of our hardware in. Now we'll come back through and just snug down all of our hardware. Torque down all of our hardware to the specifications listed in our instruction manual. If you don't have a torque wrench, you could pick one up here at eTrailer. We do have some options available for those, or you could take a look at your local auto parts store. You should be able to rent one there. With all of our hardware torqued back down, we'll come back through and get our spare tire put back in place. And that was a look at our eTrailer Class 3 hitch on our 2025 Acura RDX. I'm Scott with eTrailer, and thanks for watching.